Good morning. Today we're going to be making a video about the first session of the NABC Robot Individual that I'll be playing. This contest is a national event and it consists of 3 sessions: Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You play 24 boards of best hand individual on each day, and then your combined score determines your overall standing in the event at the end of 3 days. So by best hand, I mean that it's the same as most of the other robot tournaments in that you have at least as many high card points as everybody else at the table. So that's kind of one cool thing that might come into play on some of these hands. If you've heard me talk about this before. I also reviewed the tips on how to play these robot tournaments, and a couple of ones I came up with. Well, the big one we've already mentioned is that you have at least as many high card points as everyone else at the table. And the other couple are robots lead passively. So I think, in some of my videos, I've talked about how the robots hate leading away from unsupported honors, and that still holds, and it's a point made by the author of this tip column that I saw. The other thing is the robots always split low. What I mean by that is, let's say you have ace, king, 9 in the dummy, and you lead small towards it, and the person on your left plays the jack. He will never have the 10, because if he had both the jack and the 10, he would split low. Okay, so if any situations like that arise, we'll be able to put the other card in the other opponent's hand, so that might come into play. And the third thing that I've touched on some of these robot race tournament videos, I haven't really gone all out on them, is the fact that we want to be manipulating our no trump range to take advantage of the way that the robots defend. So we're actually going to be using a 1 no trump opening range of 13 to 17. A 2 no trump opening range of 18 to 21. Okay, and there's not going to be any in between here. And the stated reason for using these ranges is that because of the way the robots defend, they will often not place their partner with a critical honor, trusting that you have 15 if you only have 13. So all this, I'm going to trust that. We're going to experiment with that. I'm not going to go out of my way to open a ratty 4-3-3-13 count with 1 no trump. Okay, but if it has any positive feature to it, we're going to try and trust this tip and really open up our no trump ranges for this competition. So I think this is about the 10th time they've held this event, and I've been pretty lucky and played pretty well in these. I believe I have 7 top 100 finishes out of, they normally get about 2,000 people playing. I would guess that number might go up a little bit this time just because everybody's locked down at home. So I would guess we're dealing with somewhere in the range of 2,000 to 2,500 competitors here. And I guess the goal would be top 100 again. There's so much would have to go right, and there are people who are much better at these than I am for me to finish first, but it's still it's a really stretch goal to win this. So again, we're going to be shooting for good boards here. We're not going to play it safe in situations where we can take reasonable gambles to try and get top boards. Okay, so that's kind of my philosophy coming in. The other thing about this video is I'm going to be going slower than I normally would, and we'll go ahead right now and go to the account settings and make sure we have confirm bids and confirm cards turned on, which we do. So I think we're ready to go here. Actually, one more thing. Let's turn off notifications. Okay, those are all turned off. Let's turn this off. And I think everything else I would want is going on here. That's good. And I think we're ready to go. We'll keep kind of a running estimate of where we think we're at and see how this goes. I'm pretty excited about this competition and hope to get off to a big start today. It'll be awesome to kick off with a 70. So that's the stretch goal for this morning, get a 70 in this. We'll see how it goes, and we're just going to take it one board at a time. So if we go to featured areas, ACBL World, you'll see that in yellow is highlighted Fall 2020 Robot Individual Day 1. I've already paid my entry fee, actually got a discount both for early bird and they give you $6 off if you played the last event, like in the summer I played this. So it actually turned into a $34 event instead of a $50 event. So 16 fewer dollars to waste for me. Starting this at 8:35 in the morning. The Buckeyes play at 12, and I have a Zoom call with family to play some Ohio State music and maybe some Trivial Pursuit. We're supposed to start that at 11, so see if we can get a good bit of this knocked out by then. All right, here we go. First decision of the day. 2 passes to us, and we have a 14 count with the balance shape. Now, I said that I was going to be opening this hand at no trump. I'm a little reticent to do that when partner is a passed hand. Let's see if there's any other reasons we could open this in no trump. I do have good spot cards. I do have the 10 of hearts. If I open a diamond, there's not much, that's my textbook opening bid is supposed to be a diamond here with 4, 4, 3, 2. I could open a heart on a good 4-card suit in third chair. Suppose that's in the running. Really just hate opening a no trump here and having just because partner's a passed hand, and so many of the hands that would make game are already out of his range here. But let's go ahead and do something that's both reasonable and maybe anti-field. Maybe just introduce a little bit of variance here and go ahead and open this one no trump. Said I was going to do it. I'm not going to weenie out here. Capoletti 2 no trump. This should probably be minors, and it is 5 plus clubs, 5 plus diamonds. Also going to be writing these hands down as I go. So East says he prefers diamonds to clubs. I don't think I have any reason to get involved here. And now it's a question of what I should lead. So it looks like the ace of hearts would be a super normal lead here. And we'll see what we get in the dummy. Wow. Okay. Ace, deuce, 5, 6. And he prefers diamonds to clubs. And the entire club suit is coming in. And we're not going to be able to tap the dummy. What would bridge player do here? Like he doesn't, the club suit's already running. Is it possible like East has, say, only 3 cards in the minors? Don't really think so. Don't think tapping the dummy is going to be effective here, but I don't know what else to do. So we're going to continue with the queen here. Partner already knows we've got the king from the lead of the ace. So if we lead the queen here, it ought to be showing the king and denying the jack. Not really sure what good that does us, but that's what we're going to do. King 4, 7. Back to 4 of spades. Declare with the ace of spades. There's no reason to cover this. Well, before I say no reason, the reason to cover this would be if partner had specifically 10/3 of diamonds to begin with. That's probably not what's going on here, because it would have meant East took a preference with just 2 diamonds, which seems kind of weird. That would mean that he only had 1 club probably, and that would give him 10 cards in the majors. I don't think that's what's going on, but just, in a vacuum, the reason we would cover the jack of diamonds is if partner still has 10x. The reason we wouldn't cover the jack of diamonds is maybe declare has 9 trumps and is just going to play for the drop here if we play small. Like, is just tempting us to cover with the queen, but actually intends to go up with the ace. So that's what we're going to play for here. And we'll just cry if partner had king 10 third the whole time. Okay, partner did not have king 10 third. This means that declare had 4 diamonds. He started with jack 10 fourth, and nothing we do at this point matters any. It's just going to be, we take the ace of hearts and the king of diamonds, and declare makes 5. We can go ahead and concede this. We have no more tricks. So what would have happened there? Let's go to the history here and talk about it for just a second. Like I said, we're going to be going pretty slowly today, so if that's not your cup of tea, go to a different video. But if you like really beating dead horses, stick with me. Now, what would have happened if we opened a diamond, which is kind of the normal thing to do? West would have probably overcalled clubs. I don't think they get to 5 diamonds. Clubs is going to take the same amount of tricks. We can. How many spades can we make? We're off the ace queen of spades and the ace of diamonds and a couple of clubs, so we can make 2 spades. I don't know. What do I feel like minus 150 is? Probably average. I mean, there's ways it could have gone worse for us. Like they could have bid game, I suppose. I could have not led the ace of hearts for some reason, and their heart loser would have gone away on the ace of spades. That could have happened. They're never going to let us play it for 2 spades. I suppose we could lose if somehow like we play 3 spades doubled, go down 1 for only 100. But I bet that they'll be bidding game as many times as we go for less than 150. And there's just no way, once you play the hand east-west, there's no way to score less than 150. So I'm going to estimate average on board 1. We'll keep a running track of that. All right, what do we got here on board 2? 1 club. And we have a 17 count. Don't want to overcall 1 no, just a singleton queen of clubs, so we'll stick to a mundane 1 diamond opening here. Or 1 diamond overcall, I should say. I really ought to make a template up to keep track of these hands. I end up doing this every time. Okay, 3 diamonds by partner should be preemptive. Unbalanced 4 plus diamonds, 5 to 7 total points. It is very likely that the opponents have a major suit fit here, because if they didn't, that would mean partner has 4 diamonds at least, and 3 spades at least, and 3 hearts at least. Other than the 4 diamonds part, I doubt that is likely. So I think we're always competing to 4 diamonds here anyway. There's only 5 obvious losers, right? The heart suit, the 3rd spade, and the queen of clubs. So I'm not too awful worried about bidding 4 diamonds here and having it go down more than 1. They could double and get 200, I suppose. If that were the case, maybe they're making 4 of a major their way. If I bid 4 diamonds here, am I just going to goad them into bidding 4 hearts, which is making? Could that be happening? It could be happening. So how would I feel if I bid 4 diamonds and it went 4 of a major on my left? Like, one thing is, West doesn't have both. I bet he has at least 1 4-card major, but he didn't mention it over a diamond. So, like, there's only so much hand he can have to have not bid over 1 diamond. I think we are going to go ahead and bid 4 diamonds here and be content with it if they bid 4 of a major on our left. Okay, we just bought it. It's probably decent for us. Partner puts down the queen of spades, and it looks like this is just going to be off 1, right? We're just off 3 hearts and a club. Unfortunate that partner did have 3 cards in both majors. Their best bet actually is clubs. And what's clubs going to do? We'll probably take 3 spades and maybe 1 diamond against clubs. So If a diamond cashes, it actually probably isn't good for us because it means they couldn't make 4 clubs. Is there anything to the play here? I don't think so. So we're kind of rooting that the ace of diamonds catches a void from East here. And it doesn't. That's not great. We'll go ahead and cash the spade suit out here. We're just seeing if all these cash. Oh, East made a takeout double with only a doubleton spade. So that's good from the sense that we weren't beating 4 clubs. We just have a diamond and 2 spades if they were to play 4 clubs. So the fact that we've played 4 diamonds and not gotten doubled is actually better than defending 4 clubs, which was certainly a contract that they could have played. This all being said, I'm not sure I love the minus score here. If they play spades, we get 3 spades and a diamond. I mean, this isn't terrible, and we also didn't lose our mind and bid 5 diamonds. I think I'm going to estimate average again. Since they can make 3 spades, they can make 4 clubs. But again, anytime you get a minus score, it doesn't seem to be great. But we're going to estimate average here for minus 100. We'll go ahead and play the hand out just in case something crazy happens, like they want to give us a rough slough. Who knows? Weird stuff has happened. And we'll just go ahead and play out all our trumps here, just in case they want to throw the big heart. Newsflash, they're not going to, but this is an important enough event that I'll give them a chance to make the mistake. It will estimate average for minus 100. I guess maybe they actually make 4 hearts on the 4-3 fit. They do have 6 clubs and 4 hearts, and you could tap that side, but that doesn't. Yeah, they can actually make 4 hearts on the deal, I believe. So there's one more horse we have running for us. But we went minus. We're still going to estimate just average for that one. So we're at 50% estimate through 2 boards. All right, board 3. And we have an 11 count with a good diamond suit. We're certainly going to open a diamond on this. The little siren should be flashing in your head whenever you have an 11 count, that the points around the table in this format where you've got the best hand are going to be very, very, very evenly distributed. Okay, like everybody's got to have what, at least 7? Yeah. So everybody's going to be between 7 and 11 here. The reason no one can have 6, because if someone had 6 while you have 11, there are 23 points outstanding, and that means somebody's going to have at least 12. So everybody at the table, once you pick up 11, everybody at the table's got to have between 7 and 11. And partner purports to have at least 10 of these. All right, 2 clubs. Is it possible we ought to just pass this, even though, like, technically it's forcing? Yeah. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Make sure that 2 clubs promises 5 here. Yeah, 5 plus clubs, 11 plus total points. Now we'll go ahead and pass here. And we buy the contract for 2 clubs. That seems like that's going to be, at least a reasonable resting spot for us. Partner does turn out to have exactly 11 points. That means we have 22. It means the opponents have 18. And again, they've got to each have no fewer than 7 and no more than 11. And they lead the Jack of Spades, which pretty much puts at least Queen 5th on in the West. And the Jack might either be a singleton or doubleton. Remember that West overcalled spades here. That's why I'm saying he has at least 5 of them. So to the play. What are we going to need to do here? We're going to want to set up the diamonds and use the ace of hearts as the entry later on, potentially. We're going to want to lead towards the king of clubs at some point. We could just duck around of clubs. Is that true? If he wins it and plays a spade back, it's not necessarily bad. That spade's a loser. We did that. So what if we won the ace of spades, duck to club, spade will come back. We win the king, we cross to a diamond, we play a club up. How are we doing at that point? Not terrible. I think that's the way we're going to do this. And we're just ducking a club here because we've got to lose this club anyway. We'll take the finesse for the ace of clubs on the second round. Queen of clubs on out of west. That's kind of interesting. Here comes the queen of spades back. We'll see if east is roughing this or not. He's not. Okay, so we know the exact distribution of the spades. So there were 5 with west and 2 with east. At this point, so I was going to go out to the ace of diamonds and lay a club up. Is there any time, or is there any reason to not do that? Play ace king of diamonds and pitch the spade. Does that do me any good? Not really. We're just going to play a diamond to the ace and a club up. Nothing interesting happens in the diamond suit. Oh, wow. So we've learned the count of the clubs too. There's a ace, jack, 10, 5th with east. It is a good thing we're not vulnerable, I suppose. Okay, so we've got 6 of east 7 to 11 counted out. There's no reason to play a big club here. There's the heart. I don't think there's any reason to go up ace just yet. Let's get to that later. So right now he's got ace, jack, X of clubs left. He plays the queen. Cash the spade, I imagine. Yep. There goes the jack of diamonds. So we've now seen 7 points out of east. Now he persists with the 5 of spades. Go ahead and rough with a club. It's over roughed by the jack. So he's down to ace X of clubs. I'm going to pitch a diamond on this. There's the deuce of hearts. We have seen the queen of hearts, the queen of spades, the queen of clubs, and nothing in diamonds out of west yet. Is there any reason to go up ace here? There's not, I don't think. Play another spade, we could do that. Yeah. Okay, he roughs that, and he ought to have the ace of clubs and 2 hearts left. And we come to a total of 5 tricks. Cute. He's going to win the last trick. Well, let's see. What would 1 no trump have done? 2 clubs down 3 certainly feels terrible. I mean, there's no great place for us. If we play 1 no trump, we're at least going to take 5 tricks, right, in just top tricks. So that's worse for us. Let's look at our double dummy here. So jack of spades was down 2. Let's find the mistake. Everything was still down 2. He catches the queen of spades. That's fine. Played a diamond. That's fine. Played a club. That's fine. Needed a heart. Okay, so I needed to win the ace of hearts at that point. So that Actually, I'm not sure why. I'm not going to worry about it much more. But we're not going to estimate anything more than, I'm not sure how this could be. It's just a terrible result. Got to be pretty close to 0, I would think. And I feel like I've been maybe a little bit optimistic on the first couple of boards, so we're going to estimate 0. We're not off to a great start here with a running total of -1. All right, enough of that. Back to this. Lefty opens a club, partner overcalls a heart, and we have a really good hand with heart support. So let's start by 2 clubs, good support, and hearts. And also, this is like, it's a disappointing start, but there's still a lot of time left on the clock, and you can't get 2 down, especially like we haven't done anything really egregious here. 2 diamonds, probably just diamonds, right? Yep, 12 to 14, force into 3 hearts. Okay. What would it be if I bid 2 spades? 3 plus spades. I'd force into 3 hearts. Okay, we'll keep on going with that. Actually, what would it be if I bid 3 clubs? Who knows? We're going to bid 2 spades because that has to be forcing. Partner jumps to 4 hearts, and do we need to go any further here? Partner has the king of clubs and the queen 5th of hearts and the ace of diamonds. Like, we're getting really close to a slam here. Boy, it does seem like the 5 level is most likely safe here. I love this hand. I think I'm going to motor on. I'm not going to use Blackwood. I'm going to Q-bid 4 spades. Let's see what partner does with that. Partner bids 5 hearts. It's probably time to shut it down and hope that we aren't too high. Well, I'm not entirely sure why partner didn't cooperate with this, but he didn't. Ace Jack 7 5 2, Queen 10 8 4 2, spade void. What do we have as far as tricks goes? We have 5 hearts. We have 2 spades for 7. We have a diamond and a club for 8 and 9. If the diamond king is on, which it almost surely is, right? We are only missing 6 12 high card points. We might just run the entire diamond suit. Okay, so it's very likely we're just taking all the tricks here via 5 diamonds, ace of clubs, ace king of spades, and 5 hearts. So is there anything to this? Should we dump the clubs immediately? How many diamonds are we going to have to rough? Okay, let's take this one thing at a time. In the ace of clubs. And nothing makes any sense except a small heart to the ace. Okay, they both follow, so there's 2 trumps left. We should probably dump the clubs right now because there's not much chance that either the ace or king of spades is getting roughed. And if we happen to take this diamond hook and it lost, they would be able to cash a club. So let's go ahead and dump the clubs on the ace king of spades. Okay, that hurdle's overcome. Now is it time to take the diamond hook? And I think the answer is yes. We're missing 6 diamonds total. Okay, that works. All right. We are down to potentially needing to rough only 1 diamond. So is it time to pull the trump? If we pull the trump now, we are logically saying that we don't think the diamonds are worse than 4-2. Is that true? So we could pull one round, 10 of diamonds. That would still be fine. The jack of hearts was out there. So this doesn't matter, does it? We can go ahead and pull trump. And we just have a claimer now, right? We have the 10 of diamonds, the jack of diamonds, and a couple of diamond roughs in the dummy. Can we still get the beer? Let's try. Oh, we can't get the beer. All right, but we do have a cross rough for all the tricks. We missed the slam. We did take all the tricks. Was there any chance to go wrong? If we pulled the trumps, we always get 5 diamonds, 5. There wasn't really any chance to go wrong. It's kind of tough to bid the slam, I guess. I tried and didn't get there. I'm going to estimate average on that one as well. So we're still at a running score of -1 board here. And we pick up 5 spades, 3 hearts, and 5 clubs. 6, 10, 14 points. We open a spade. Partner bids 1 no, and we name our other 5-card suit. And he takes preference back to spades. I think I'm just going to take the low road here and pass and protect our plus score, following that principle of going plus in constructive auctions and being conservative in constructive auctions. Lead the king of diamonds, and partner surprises us with a 3rd trump, but what he doesn't have is any shape or any high card points, really. So apparently the bots are playing like constructive raises. Like if they're going to bid and they bid 1 spade, 2 spades, they'll have a better hand than this. So, with a hand that actually has just a tiny bit of a fit, but is really not even quite up to responding standards, they do the kind of tricky thing of going through 1 no trump forcing first. And we get the king of diamonds lead. Did the bots lead? They must lead. Ace from ace king. I guess we'll find out at the end of the hand, but I can't imagine the king isn't showing the ace also. So let's do our little trick here. We have 14. The dummy has 5, which is 19, which leaves the opponents with 21. Notice we are playing at the 2 level in our 8-card fit with fewer than half the deck, which is a pretty good situation for us. The opponents have 10 diamonds. They haven't competed, which makes me think very likely the diamonds are split 5-5. Like if the opponents had 21 high card points and somebody had a 6-card diamond suit, I sort of imagine that we would have heard about it. So I'm kind of placing West with ace king 5th of diamonds and East with 5 small diamonds, or maybe they include the jack, who knows. West did not overcall diamonds, so probably doesn't have a ton more than just the ace king of diamonds if we place him with that. So I think we're looking at the points being split probably like 10 and 11. West probably has the ace king of diamonds and like 1 more card. All right, enough of that. What do we think about this hand? I think we have 4 clubs once we knock out the ace, and we have 1 heart once we knock out the ace king, and we have probably either 4 or 5 spades. The spades almost surely are breaking 3-2 because no one's made like a takeout double or an overcall, and they've let us play at the 2 level. Our holding only 19 high card points. So I'd be willing to bet a fairly large sum of money that spades are 3-2, as well as the diamonds being 5-5. So is there any reason not to take the spade hook? The hearts are probably 4-3 also. So what's that mean about the clubs? Am I worried that they could get a club rough going if I try to get an entry to the dummy? Like, they're not going to give me an entry to the dummy. I should just bang down ace king of spades. Trying to get to the dummy is the only way that would really work is if the clubs are 2-2. Is it worth doing that? Like, are the clubs maybe just 2-2 here and I can get to the dummy? I'm sort of talking myself into this now. I give up on taking the spade hook. I would find myself with 9 tricks for sure. If I try to get fancy, could I go down? Like if I played a club and West showed out, he'd be roughing with a natural trump trick at that point. That's not so bad. I kind of think the East has the ace of clubs because West has the ace king of diamonds. So what I'd be worried about is that West has... Actually, I think this club... I'm talking myself into this club play being safe. All right. So we are roughing that. Queen of diamonds is going to kind of protect us from a tap. I think we can lay down one big spade first. Nothing interesting happens there. We'll play a tricky 7 of clubs to the jack. I'm trying to get to the club, jack, or 10 to take a spade hook here. Okay, so that works, and it probably means that West has the ace of clubs, which probably means that East has the ace king of hearts and the queen of spades. So maybe we'll be happy that we went to all this trouble to take this hook. Okay, that's good. We can now pull the last trump, knock out the ace of clubs. And the problem is that they're going to do that. That's fine. Spades were 3-2, as we surmised. Turns out that West did have the ace of clubs, and they were 3-1. Interesting. And now he breaks hearts for some reason. And East just plays a diamond. So the problem is now if we rough it and play a heart, they will have a diamond to cash. So rather than do that, we are going to hope that they make the mistake of playing a third round of diamonds to let us take the rest of the trick. So to review here, if I trumped now, what would happen is I still need to knock out a big heart, and at that point they would have a bunch of diamonds to cash. I could alternatively rough it and play my 3 club winners, which are winners that I'm going to get to anyway. So instead of doing that, I'm going to pitch a heart and hope that they make the mistake of not cashing their heart, which would give me 5 of the last 6 tricks instead of 4 of them. And they don't make the mistake, but we gave them a chance to. Now we can just claim at this point. Queen of diamonds is actually good. And pretty much everything we thought about the hand was true, except that the diamonds were 6-4 instead of 5-5. That's some pretty good stuff to think about there, though, that when the opponents let you play at the 2 level with an 8-card fit and you have 19 high card points, all the side suits are going to be breaking evenly. If they weren't breaking evenly, the opponents would not be letting you play. It's really weird conjugation there. They wouldn't be letting you play at the 2 level if they had some shape. Okay, so the flip side of that is all the suits are going to be breaking pretty evenly. All right, spade on your right. Oh, we need to estimate that one. Seems like that was probably pretty good. Did I miss any opportunities in the play? Can I make 4 somehow? No. I took the tricks I was entitled to. We stopped. They didn't compete. I'm going to go ahead and just say plus on that one. And our running total is back to minus half a board. Once we're through with board 6, we are going to be at the quarter mark. And since it's college football Saturday, we'll take that opportunity to take a quick break, get a little coffee, go to the bathroom, and recollect ourselves. So last board before a slight short break here, and I'll just pause the recording. Okay, anyway, we have 16 points, and they've opened a spade on our right. And what we have is a balanced hand with 15, 18, and a spade stopper, something to overcall 1 no trump. That goes float. The dummy has 5, which means we have 21. And the person on our right can't have more than 16, but that's no shocker. It just means that West has to have at least 3 points in his hand. And the spade 10 is led, which puts the spade king and the spade jack and at least 3 little brothers and sisters on our right. So we're going to be able to get 3 tricks out of the spade suit. Clubs looks like our other good source of tricks here. The only problem being that we only have the 1 entry to the dummy. So we're actually going to play clubs out of our own hand. So if we play clubs out of our own hand, if the club suit breaks 2-2 or 4-0, it doesn't matter how we play them. So let's focus on 3 ones, and the only 3 ones that can matter are singleton ace and singleton queen. And we ask ourselves if anything matters. Like, can we cater to either of those? Can we cater to the singleton ace? No, because the ace would win the first round, and the queen X would eventually win a trick no matter what card we played. Now, can we cater to the singleton queen? Yes, we could play the king first, and that would limit the opponents to only 1 defensive trick in clubs. So I think that's the way we're going to play the club suit. We're going to do that immediately at trick 2. We're going to lay down the king of clubs just because we don't have entries to the dummy to lead clubs successfully. And we're going to ask, is there any miracle that we could cater to in the club suit? The answer was yes, the singleton queen of clubs. Hey, look at that. Oh, that makes me feel happy. And now that West has shown up with 4 points, there's nothing else that our having the best hand at the table can do for us. And we are up to a good amount of tricks at this point. We have 4 clubs and 2 spades. The ace of hearts and a diamond is 8. The king of hearts is probably on our right. Can we finagle all this? We do have 2 entries to the dummy now in the club suit. I think I want to use one of them to lead towards the queen of hearts. That seems like my best plan of attack here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be careful to drop the 10 underneath this so that we still maintain the 3 as an entry to a club later on. Five of hearts, huh? Well, no reason to change this plan. Here's the king. That's good. Comes back with the king of spades. That's fine. Okay, so he turned up with 6 spades, actually, and West only had 1. There are, at this point, 4 hearts remaining. I can't imagine that the heart suit is running, though. So probably somebody's got 3 hearts left and somebody's got 1 heart left. That wouldn't be East that has the 3 hearts left. So East would have had this. So here's another kind of tip. Like when East pitched a heart back on the second round of clubs, you could almost take it to the bank that he wouldn't have pitched a heart looking at that dummy from equivalent heart length as the dummy has. Because like one of the first principles of discarding is that you keep parity with the known lengths. So when East pitched a heart, if he's any kind of player, and the bots are actually pretty decent bridge players, actually. He's not going to have done that from an original heart length of 4, is the long and short of it. So he either had 2 or 3. I'm discounting 5 because that would give him 6 spades and 5 hearts and a singleton club and a singleton diamond, and the auction would not have died at 1-0 here. So at this point, we can pretty much place East with 6 spades, 3 hearts, 3 diamonds, and 1 club, I think, which means that his last cards are ace third of diamonds, a singleton heart, and the rest of the spade suit. I guess he has, what, 4 of those left? So that take me to 8. Yep. What can we do about this? Not sure really anything. Should we go ahead and set up our other diamond trick? He would come back with a diamond. We could do that. What if Jack of Diamonds isn't going to be falling here? 2 hearts, 3 clubs, and a diamond is 6. If they do that, can we still get to everything? When the ace of diamonds play a club. Do I need to unblock the hearts now? Is it possible that all the stuff I'm saying about the heart suit is actually nonsense? When the ace of diamonds played a club. We now tried to do that. Oh, we can still do all this. So we'll just knock out the ace of diamonds. We will unblock the queen of hearts now. Cross over the 7 of clubs. What we said about the heart suit was true. And we win our last 2 clubs for making 3. Lots of good stuff on that board as far as inferences you can draw. All right, we took 9 tricks. That feels pretty good. And we're going to give ourselves another plus, and we're going to give ourselves a coffee break. And the somewhat pessimistic running total at this point is average. It's a net 0 for 50%. So I'm going to stop the recording, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.